Hi there, this is Amy Rhoades, and welcome to the very first episode of my new show, Retro Radio. Ordinarily, we'll be doing interviews through TalkShoe, so it'll be sound only, but for this first episode, I thought I'd do something special, a video interview with a hot new band, Lydia's Libido. I am so excited about today's interview, but before we meet the group, let's get to know the band members individually. Let's start with Samantha Newark, the lead singer. Samantha is best known for her truly outrageous speaking role as Jem and Jerrica on the hit 80s cartoon Jem, one of my all-time favorites. But Samantha also had notable roles in Transformers and Hook, among others. That's not where her talent stops. She is also an accomplished singer-songwriter with 2 albums under her belt and a 3rd on the way. Next up, the band's guitar player, Gary McGrath. Musician, producer, engineer, radio co-host, writer, he's done just about everything. Gary's been a touring musician for about 25 years now, and he's worked with the likes of The Monkees, Manny Carlton, Peter Frampton, Vivian Campbell, and Bon Jovi, just to name a few. Talk about being in demand. Keyboardist Dean Minnerly was a club musician at the Virginia Beach music scene of the late 60s. He's been a roadie, a tech, an opening act, and even a Foley artist for Universal Pictures. And Dean also was in the McGrath Project, performing and co-writing the band's UK Gold record, Love is a 4-letter word. Andy Weaver is a very sought-after drummer in the DFW area. Andy has a degree in music education from the University of Texas, and from what I hear, another degree from Work Your Butt Off U. He's played just about everywhere in North Texas, leaving the crowds begging for more. And with such talent and personality, no one has caused this much fornication in the DFW area since Elvis. Sean Yeager is a well-rounded musician who's played the high desert circuit for about 10 years now. His proudest joy is being the guitarist for his teen daughter, Casey Yeager. Casey is signed to 4818 Records with an album coming soon. Sean has expanded on his accomplishments, now joining Lydia's Libido on the journey of a lifetime. When you put together these 5 superbly talented people, what do you get? The sexy band, Lydia's Libido. Hello out there, I'm Amy Rhoades, and I'm sitting here with 2 of my favorite people, Samantha Newark and Gary McGrath. Hi y'all.
Hi.
Welcome. And thank you for being here. Now, these are only 2 of the 5 members of the new hot band, Lydia's Libido. We'll talk to the rest in a few minutes. Now, we're inside 4818 Records, where the album was recorded, their debut album, which is now available on iTunes and Amazon.com, so y'all go check it out. Awesome. Now, I'll start off with the obvious question. I know you've been asked 100 times, but where does the band's name come from?
Shoebox.
You lie like a bride.
No, there was a girl that was a friend of mine at in a music class. Her name was Lydia, and she decided one day to tell me a few interesting aspects of her life, and I just thought it was very cute to have that name around. And then I was watching The Muppets season 1 and noticed that there was a Kermit the Frog singing Lydia the Tattooed Lady, and it was written by Groucho Marx and Cole Porter, actually. And
Great.
And it talked, for 1969 children's television, it was highly appropriate. For now, it is considered so politically incorrect that it has been banned. So to know that there's things on Sesame Street that can be banned, I just found it really perfect.
I find it, really odd for anything on Sesame Street to be banned now. It's like,
well, now they have a Muppet that has a parent in prison. There's an HIV positive Muppet, and then there's the openly gay couple Muppet.
really?
So you've got everything right.
They now have everything right.
But not Miss Lydia.
But
So
Lydia
we
the
need to
Tattooed Lady is no longer there.
And you're not talking about Bert and Ernie?
Yeah.
Sesame Street?
Mhm.
Oh, they're the ones?
They came out on Gay
They
Pride
finally
Week.
did?
They
Okay.
came out on Gay Pride
I
Week
knew.
and supported gay marriage on Sesame Street.
All right.
And that's, perfectly fine for, toddlers and things to learn about. And learning how kids can get AIDS from drugs is perfectly okay for kids to talk about. But a tattoo that can express the, Washington crossing the Delaware, no, cannot be talked about.
All right. Well, some people may think that y'all just came out of nowhere, but, this was a project that took a while to put together, right? So where did your idea come from to put the band together?
The idea came about from me being in a very, very dark spot and Dean trying to pull me out of it. And I had written a lot of songs that I just was kicking around. And when I moved from Los Angeles to Texas, Dean kept calling me, "Have you done anything with those songs yet? Have you done anything with those songs yet?" And I said, "No." And I had about 35 songs. And Dean flew out and brought some toys with him and said, "We're going to finish them." And so we sat down with Manny Charlton from Nazareth, and Manny said, "I love these 10. These 10 are my personal favorites that I wish I would have written." And so Dean and I started finishing them up, and then you suggested that this wonderful person walks through the door, and she did, and 4 of us each grabbed an appendage, and we haven't let go.
I like the way you put that.
Yeah.
They got you tied down.
Yeah.
And then you can even see it on YouTube.
Thanks to you.
Yeah,
for
me.
bringing
Oh, I
it
thought you meant
along.
her being tied up. Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you.
you can see that too. It's
Yeah.
You
YouTube
want to see Sam tied up?
by Andy. It's on YouTube.
And watch the
You
video.
know, fix my hair.
He fixed your hired.
No, but it was great because, I remember initially we met for the first time at AllCon.
Yes.
We corresponded for a long time, but he
Oh,
was like, "I have a friend that has a studio," and I was like, "Great." I heard that like a million
Oh,
times, and I
gosh.
didn't know the levity of it. And you were like, "No, he's won Grammys, he's like the real deal, and you should talk to him." And then nothing transpired.
Well, I wasn't going to push it. But
Yeah, but it was great when you mentioned he was looking for a singer. I should connect. And I called him, and we had a really good rapport, and then we made a record in like 4 days. I was like, "What just happened?" That was
And then we went to
crazy.
LA and made 2 music videos and did 7 radio interviews and 2 TV tapings and
Well, when you get a group of hardworking people together, things happen.
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
worked
it
so
really
hard that
took
there was
off.
no sleep, and what sleep we had, we were still working.
And thanks to Rockstar Energy Drinks, which I now I'm really
They're
turned on
good.
to.
I like
They really
those.
work.
And if you get
They really do.
Cinco vodka and a Rockstar Berry Blast energy drink and put them together, it is a Lydia's Libido shot.
Yes, it is.
Oh, y'all have your own shot. All right.
Shot on this
Yes.
upcoming My Little Blue Pill tour.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you more about that because I want to hear more about the tour. But first, could you tell us a little bit about the songwriting process? Like, what was that like, and who wrote what songs for the album?
Short answer, we all wrote them. And it was just to be fun and goofy and push that envelope of being naughty.
Yeah.
I mean, the song titles are "I'll Lick You," "Kiss My Pink Starfish," "Release Me," that kind of "Steal Your Soul," "Sober Lullaby."
Yeah.
It kind of
Pour Me Another.
Pour Me Another. Yeah, it kind of speaks very well for itself. We really don't have to. We're not hiding anything. Sorry,
No.
Mom.
It's kind of like anything goes.
It is. It's
Yeah.
in your face.
That's why I can't wait for the bus.
What freedom to sit there and think, I can write anything I want and get away with this pretty much.
Yeah, it was
Mhm.
really a lot of fun.
I bet. It sounds like it. I mean, I can hear the fun in the songs.
Yeah.
If y'all haven't heard them, you need to hear this album and those songs. I was going to ask you, Sam, what your favorite one to sing would be?
It keeps
We
changing.
talked about that
We were
last
talking about
night.
that last night at rehearsal. It keeps changing. Initially,
I just want to hear her say
Kiss
it.
My Pink Starfish, I wasn't so sure about. I didn't know if I could pull it off, because it's so in your face. I love
That's the
singing that
point.
song. It's so fun. It's really, really
You
fun.
can do anything. Come on.
so much. And
That's
I
the
love.
fun.
I really enjoy singing all of them. It's one thing to sing them on a record, because you're doing them, you know, piece by piece, bit by bit. And I didn't even know the songs that well. We've never sung them live before. But now that they're all kind of getting in our body and we're jiving, is it jiving? Did I just say jiving?
Yes, you did.
Help me with another word. That's like, no, I
Gelling?
don't say that.
Gelling, morphing.
We're vibing as a band. The songs are
Metamorphosizing.
starting to, yeah, and the songs are just taking on their own, they're really becoming our own. They're really, it's feeling really good.
So there's a difference when you perform them live.
There really is, yeah, and the more you do perform them, the more things you try, and you know, you kind of find your sea legs with them. So, I mean, since the album is so fresh and we've just started playing as a band together, it's
Well,
pretty
the
cool.
thing that I really like about the set list and the shows, and I mentioned this to the band the other day, was it's the first time in, well, ever, really, for me. I'm like, when 25 years I've been performing, this is the first time we played the whole record live.
Make
Because
yourself
most
sound
people
old.
make, well, you make people, well, I started when I was 10. Just do the math. When you make a record, you'll have 10 to 12 songs on it, and you end up playing 4 or 5 of them live.
Because mostly you have to play the up-tempos,
Because you have
and
to
you have to
do-
do like one ballad.
Yeah, when
And-
you pick a single, then you want that
Yeah,
to
To be heard. And so on this record, everything that's on the record we play. And that's so refreshing for me.
Nothing
I
gets
absolutely love it.
tossed aside.
And nothing gets tossed aside, and none of us, even though, and when we put this together because of everybody's history, of what we've done, we don't have to do songs from yesterday. We don't have to sit there and look at, you know, your history or my history or Dean's or Andy's or Sean's and collectively pull. We've just kind of said, no, we do pay tribute to it live, we do acknowledge it, but we don't play them. And that
You
was
threw
way.
that Bon Jovi riff last night.
Yeah.
Oh, he likes to do that.
Yeah.
Well, that's rehearsal. I don't think I'll do that live. But there's a lot of things that are really neat about it to be what everyone's imagination is of a real band. And this one, all of us have been in many projects throughout our lives, and I think all of us are very comfortable with kind of admitting this is the first one that actually meets why we wanted to do music in the first place as a unit.
Yeah.
And it's
really
really
fun.
it's really cool that
It's
way.
fun.
I mean, most bands, when they sit there and go, oh, well, you know, the bass player's wife says we can't do this, or the drummer's girlfriend wants to hang out and do this, and it throws a wrench in it, and they say, well, we can just get another bass player, another drummer. You can't replace any of us in this thing.
I wouldn't think so.
It is, you know, you can't replace a family member, and that's really what this band is.
Well, fly attacking me.
And we all have stressed that. We all love Sam very much like a sister, in an Arkansas kind of way.
That's fine. I am in South. I get that now.
Yes.
Los Angeles,
Right now you're in Texas.
How you doing?
You're scaring me with that cowboy hat.
I know.
I'm scaring you with the cowboy hat.
Yeah, a little bit. Now, I already mentioned your merchandise because y'all have some great merchandise on Libido.com. T-shirts, posters, stickers, CDs.
Rulers.
Rulers!
Rulers!
6-inch Libido rulers!
Oh
Yes.
my.
You must be at least, never mind.
We can only imagine what you can do with a ruler, kids.
Right.
You can draw with them, and you can make right angles with them, and you
Measure
can
things.
measure things and snack things. And
Yeah, but okay, my idea.
Your nephew has got a very,
Oh no.
you're corrupting him.
no, we're not.
My idea, I want to see a shirt made that says "Kiss My Pink Starfish."
I think that's a good idea.
I'll wear it
that.
way too often.
I wear it, but you know.
I think we need to do like little baby tees, girls.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. I mean, you have the basic T-shirts, which are awesome. The album cover, the logo,
Mhm.
and good deal. But yeah, there's possibilities for more.
Girls, raise your glass, say.
We might get
Kiss My
some.
Pink Starfish.
We might have a few shot glasses for the tour.
All right.
Yeah.
It's good quality merchandise too. Y'all check it out at their website. Now, Samantha, you have a really cool and unique look for this project. I would say it's different a little bit from your other persona,
Right,
maybe.
right. Not so much today, because I'm
Well,
very much
no,
in
but like
rehearsal.
on stage look and video look.
Yeah.
How did you put that together? had that?
Well, we just
consistent?
wanted to do something a little more fun and over the top and really sexy, and you got in touch with this amazing corset company that make custom corsets, and they're like seriously beautiful custom-made pieces.
Some of them, they're gorgeous.
Yeah, they really
I
are.
like that 50s looking blue
The
and
blue and white one.
polka dot one.
Yeah,
Love
that
that.
one's beautiful. I know, and I've got like a python one, and I mean, just beautiful, beautiful stuff.
Do you
And
slip?
sometimes I do, yes. So they're doing a whole line of Lydia's Libido line.
Line.
Lydia
Line?
Lace. Lydia Lace. was it?
Yeah, Lydia's Lace.
Lydia's Lace.
Are they
Taylor Dane is the designer, so
Yeah.
check out Taylor Dane
No,
Designs.
not Taylor Dane,
Taylor Lane.
Taylor Lane. Not the
Beautiful.
Amy singer Taylor Dane, but
Alright.
Taylor Lane Designs in Dallas. And,
So the line that they're doing for Lydia's Libido, is that going to be what you're wearing?
yes.
So fans
Mhm.
could
So,
possibly
yes.
go buy some.
They will be
They can,
added to
yep.
our merch store,
Oh.
so that the fans will be able to buy them. I mean, they're beautiful pieces,
Oh.
and what I love about them too is that you could even, I mean, I've got a beautiful black leather corset with custom-made beautiful blue flowers on it, but if I threw a corporate little jacket over it and wore corporate pants and nice shoes, I literally could wear it to an office. And I think sometimes women don't make that connection, so anyway.
Fashion.
So it
Fashion.
works for stage, full on, it's just kind of.
And the great thing about the corsets are on the road, when Andy has too many, when he falls asleep, we're going to put them on.
He would fit too.
You would. But I have to teach the guys how to lace me up in this thing, because you can't put it on.
Oh, I
yourself.
think you might get a
They're
volunteer.
really-
Yeah.
We need to get video of that. Okay, full.
Now, I can only imagine, but what's it like for you being the only girl in
I
this
love it.
group?
I absolutely love it. It's
She doesn't
awesome.
get any attention at
It's,
all.
no,
We
I get no
ignore her a lot.
attention, none. It's great, and you know me, like I'm such a girl's girl. I really, you know, I think that's why I related to my
Yeah, I
character
wish
Jen
people
so
could
much.
see your shoes.
Yes.
Hold up your feet.
My shoes are pretty.
Awesome.
Pretty fabulous.
She's a girly girl.
I'm a girly girl, but I'm also like very pro women and supportive of women and all of that. But I gotta
Sort
tell
of.
you, it's really, really fun to be in a group with female women.
So it's not awkward on any
No, no.
You just enjoy
It's
it.
not, yeah, these guys have made me feel so comfortable. They've all known each
Oh,
other
well,
for
they're
a lot of
great,
years.
yeah.
So I kind of walked into this situation not knowing anybody. And they're like brothers I never had.
Aw.
And they're all so different and wonderful, and I couldn't be happier.
It's like an Arkansas family, as you say. Okay, Gary, you know, you produce, you manage, you write, you play so many instruments. Is there anything you don't do?
Sleep.
That's probably
How did I
true.
know that one?
Yeah.
Don't sleep, right? Do anything else.
No, he books tours in his sleep, though.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I do. He's always on his phone.
Yeah.
Just, yeah. Now, speaking of all the work that you do, did you set some kind of record for producing and making and recording this record so quickly? Were you out to set a record?
I wasn't out to set a record. I was out to win a bet. A dear friend of mine has been playing in a very well-known band for a long, long time, and he is a co-founder
You all
of the
would know
band.
him.
And he
Not mentioning names.
what he wanted to do is, when I told him we were going to make a record, and he said, "I bet you can't write, record, mix, master, and have a record ready in 2 weeks." Well, we got it done in 5 days.
That's amazing.
And so during the bet, I said, I want a certain toy.
The payoff.
And so just for that, I want a toy.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Love
So-
that color.
Is that bad?
Yes.
So
Show it off. Yeah.
So pretty.
it's wonderful. I was wanting a different toy, but I'm not complaining.
Let's put it right here.
Put it where people
That
can
is
see it.
just really,
And you do have an
really
awesome
cool.
collection of guitars. I wish that they were just all lined up.
Well, I could have.
Well, we do think
We can
that.
actually do that.
Now, Samantha, obviously a lot of people know you from Jem. Best cartoon ever, by the way, in my opinion. I'm biased, but yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
So,
Or outrageous.
yeah,
Truly.
truly outrageous. Have you heard Jem fans reaction to your music?
Yeah, people are buying our T-shirts and buying our record, and I've had a lot of people say, I love your solo stuff, but I really, really like the rock stuff. I think it's fun for them to sort of jump into another genre with me, and just go on the ride. If they're music lovers, it's
pretty much people, if you love music, you're gonna love this. I'm serious. If you love music, if you love to rock, this is the stuff for you. So behind the scenes, I want to hear about the videos that y'all got. I want to hear, are there any good stories?
It was so fun.
Release Me and Steal Your Soul. Now that right there, I expect fun.
Yes.
Steal Your Soul.
Steal Your Soul. We're going to be releasing it right before the My Little Blue Pill tour in October. So stay tuned for that.
We'll put it out then. We're going to throw some teasers out there because it was one of those videos where, both of them, we got to focus on Samantha, which the 4 boys in the band really kind of enjoyed throwing her at the camera and just kind of being there. And the fun thing about the Release Me video was our director, Carl Strauss, did a wonderful job of getting all of us individually and then shooting us as a group. And one of the fun things that he pointed out to me was he would get us all individually and say, individually your energies are just wonderful, you're enthusiastic, you put a lot into it, but nothing compared to when you all 5 got in the room together. And it really does show that when the 5 of us are in the room together, it's just fun.
It's really fun. Yeah.
And it's
even when you have to play the song like 80 times to get all the different angles and sweating
but the neat thing is for Sean, this was one of his first experiences with the music video, and we had a very wonderful 6th member of the band, very, very wonderful Pink Beacon. So hi Xanthia. And she is very she's very
amazing.
Voluptuous person. And voluptuous. And so when doing Sean's makeup, she's standing right in front of him. He's on a chair, and there's only so many things that can be in your face. And she holds up her makeup palette to kind of match your skin tone. And okay, I'll put this powder on, put this powder on. And Sean, while she held it up, kept changing into a redder, to where she goes, and then she just kind of looked and goes, just look at me. And then you kind of went back down and that was fun. And then
she's a pinup model.
Yeah, she's
makeup artist, but a pinup model. And she's
Oh, I've seen her. She's really pretty.
She's so beautiful.
And
so good at what she does.
And she's great at what she does. And she was so loving and so encouraging during the whole thing. And that was for that video during release when she got to lace you up and got to have all that fun.
I live in corsets.
But the next, for Steal Your Soul, was for the photo shoot. We went to her house and did preliminary makeup and stuff like that. And my favorite thing was her little dog, Lydia. This cute little dog that I played with for about 45 minutes. And I know she was always there, and I think that was kind of the secret of keeping our energy up, because we were going so fast, so quickly, and I don't think we could have gotten through it without her encouragement and love and light.
Yeah.
Because anytime any of us were just kind of like, okay, I'm going to sit back for a second and shut my eyes for a few minutes. She's like, cupcake, sugar, water, hi.
Yeah.
And it really helped.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it would have been an entirely different experience. She contributed so much. She became part of the Libido band.
Yeah.
For sure. She lived here. So.
Well, Samantha, were you concerned at all about this music being different from your solo work?
No, because I've sung so if I had hated the music, I would and I've sung a lot of songs in the past which I didn't like, but they paid me to sing them. So you do session work and you sing stuff by the writers that you don't necessarily care for, but it's job, it's work, yeah. But I listened to the tracks and the stuff that we're going to be writing to, and I was like, I think this is really fun. I think I'd really like to sing this, and I could see myself singing it. And
so it wasn't, it's not that different, it's just a different rock more than...
Yeah, it's more organic, because I do, more synth pop electronic stuff, but that's when it's fully produced. I mean, I'm a guitar and vocals girl a lot of the time too, so it's.
And speaking of your solo stuff, what have you got in the making?
Ooh, I've got
What
a
are you
new
working
song.
on?
Yes, Dave Polich, who I did my last album, Something Good, with. Thank you. He's so talented, and we joined forces again recently, and I flew out to LA. Actually, not long, 2 weeks before we did all the Lydia stuff, I was in LA.
You were just back and
I
forth.
was. Yeah, it was great, but I went there.
It was a good warm-up for this year.
It was. It was. I had a good time. So we recorded like, I don't know, 9 songs, 8 songs in a week. That was what we did last time, too, because I sent him my demos, and then he had created skeleton tracks, basically, for me to listen to.
So y'all had to go back and forth long distance for a lot of
For
the
something that
process.
we did, and we're doing the same thing again, and it's just the way it has to be, because we live in different cities, but thanks to Pro Tools and the internet and everything, we can do that now, so.
Yeah, thank goodness for technology.
I know, yeah, seriously.
And Gary, how is this band or this project different from other things you've worked on?
It's fun.
You're saying nothing was fun?
No, I try
guess
to.
this comes more from the heart for you.
Well, this, I have a very Armored Cord look at the past, and this is a rebirth. There's no baggage to this. There's no overshadowing expectation for this. There's no, what are you going to do? What are you going to be? Any of that on it. It really was freeing. For me, to write a lot of these songs and to do it the way that we did it, it was very much just kind of, it was coming alive again for me. And and I will always have to thank Dean for that, because without him, it wouldn't, the record wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Dean saying, "Get off your ass, get off your ass." Cheer up, smile.
Take a shower.
Let's write. You didn't have to do that one, but it was very much, Dean was, let's write a record about what makes you smile, and ironically enough, the topic is sex. So,
very sex-driven.
I'm not a guy,
Just a
never,
little bit.
just a little bit. But no, it was very freeing for that aspect of it. And when we put the band together, I went and found the drummer that I've always loved to play with more than anyone else on the planet, and asked him, and he said absolutely. And of course, I can't. After what the McGrath project was, there's no one I want on keys more than Dean.
And he's not just blowing smoke up your yoga pants. I know this.
and then with Sean, it's the same way. Sean and I had such a very close bond. He and his family literally took me in when my world got flipped upside down. And there's not, the people in the band, there's not a more loving group of people to really be around than these 5 or 4, take me out of it. And when Samantha walked through the door, she just fit. And it's been, when most people work this hard, you get, and you do all the stuff that we did in such a short period of time, you get very exhausted, and you get very picky and very testy. And there's none of that with this group. We can sit in a van or a small Honda Fit for 2 days.
My dance space in that Honda, I'm not kidding you, all the way back from LA. It was like,
it was,
2 days. Yeah, but when we did it, and we made it fun.
And not only was it fun, we were laughing, we were joking, we were listening to songs that were just silly.
Your playlist is
and we just had a lot of fun. And when people ask me, so what's the band about? I'm like, well, go listen to it. And they say, well, can you describe it? And I said, well, the band personally, and they say, yeah, no, I don't know if we sound very good, but we really love each other's company. And,
you sound good too.
well, we're very proud of what we come up with, but we really, if we weren't in a band, we would still be meeting for lunch every week. So it's not, the band just gives us an excuse to eat versus, just being around to be around. And it's one of those rare, beautiful things that as long as we enjoy it, it'll be there.
That's good to hear.
We got lots more musicals too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
want to
what
Not to mention another 20-some-odd tracks just sitting there.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so what can Lydia's Libido fans look forward to coming up?
Sure.
Yes, the new video, Steal Your Soul,
Mhm.
and that'll come out in October, mid-October. And the tour starts October 17th in Fort Worth.
Yay!
And we go to...
Local.
And then we do, it goes,
I know, right? Where are you going?
This tour, the My Little Blue Pill tour, goes Los Angeles, Fort Worth, St. Louis, Nashville, Cleveland, Chicago, New York, New Orleans, Houston, Austin. And then we're doing a special appearance backing Samantha up at a convention in Albuquerque, or just outside Albuquerque, where she'll be there promoting herself and
Jack.
Jim.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
we'll be there one day. She'll be there
3 days.
three.
Yeah.
Well, we'll all be there 3 days, but we'll be performing one day. She'll be making her appearance all three, and we'll be there. Just I'm sure one of us will be in line for an autograph.
We'll be following the cosplay girls around in their little outfits.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
That's for the band. We'll be warm. Signing merch.
No, I think we have a favorite.
Oh, is there new merchandise coming out?
Oh, there's always new merchandise coming out. We'll have rulers, we'll have shot glasses, we'll have... we're being sponsored by Cinco Vodka and Rockstar Energy Drinks, among some others, and the Corset Company and the Instrument Company. So you'll see lots of little fun things come out,
All right, awesome.
I want to get a little, Lydia's Libido vitamin made, just so we can tell people to pop little blue pills.
Oh yeah, make them blue.
I would love to see that. I don't see it really happening, but it's just a fun goal.
You could get a little prop one made just for fun.
Exactly.
Well, you can always go by any pharmacy and get a sugar pill and dye it blue.
I think we need to have a bowl of like blue Skittles on the stage.
Themselves. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, well, thank you all very much. We're going to move on to the other three members, Dean, Andy, and Sean, in just a second, so stay tuned. Now we have with us Dean and Sean and Andy of Lydia's Libido. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
There's Sarah.
You're Sean, right? Are you Sean?
Yeah.
Andy, Sean, Dean. I
I thought it was Amy. No, wait, you're Amy.
Yes, yes, I am.
Okay. Glad we got that straight.
So, Dean, I'll start with you. I heard that you worked on a retro, really cool show called Dinosaur.
Oh, yeah, yes.
That's the moment, y'all
Yes,
know.
we did, I did a lot of the creation of sounds that were used for, not the vocalizations that was done by actors, but the sounds of everything around them, what they were doing, the objects they manipulated, and sounds to make it sound like it was real life.
So, you didn't actually put on a costume?
No, I wasn't a
You said
visual
that you were Earl, walking around in that costume.
Well, I made all the sounds for
Oh,
Earl's
okay.
footsteps and so forth, but no, I didn't walk around in the costume. I just matched my sounds to his movements.
I was picturing you in the costume, and I'm like, oh man, that was really hot in there.
Well, I did get to put on the head once. We took a wrap party picture with everybody, the whole crew was in there, and that head weighs about 35 pounds. So yeah,
Yeah, I can only imagine the whole costume being on and trying, that poor guy that was in there trying to walk around.
they had to keep the set somewhere around 40 degrees to keep the actors from passing out.
I bet. I mean, it looked like it. You've also worked on one of my personal favorite newer shows, Desperate Housewives.
Yes, yeah, I did the first 3 seasons of that. And they were desperate then. They're considerably more desperate now. But
Did
no,
you do sound for it?
yeah, that's my day job for the last however many hundreds of years has been with Universal Studios, and I'm what's known as a Foley artist. I recreate live sound effects to pictures, so I'm actually a performer re-performing the sounds, having them recorded in the matching to what we see on screen.
So all the sound effects, like people walking and...
Everything
like that?
except vocalizations and what would be considered pre-recorded, like gunshots, engines, explosions, things like that.
That must be fun.
It can be, if you're given enough time to do it.
Either
You
fun
know.
or tedious. I can see it going either way. Andy, you're a sought-after drummer, correct?
Yeah, I
In
guess
this
so.
area especially.
I guess so.
Good. Well,
I play a lot.
hey, if you steady work, that means you're sought
Mhm.
after. So, what are some of the bands you played with?
Oh goodness, I don't know, lots. About everybody in DFW at one point in time or another. It's, I don't know. Well, in one way, I mean, if I find a style, I will go try to get into it. That way, it's job security.
So you can do just about any song?
Mhm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Steady work?
Yeah, the singing and drumming, that's a double whammy. So.
Now, I hear you like to film and document group things, like when y'all were going to LA, you did filming.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I usually have a handy camera or some form of video camera attached to me so that I can take everybody that didn't get to go with us on the trip with us and eventually, you know.
Yeah, I've seen some of your clips that you put together, little like 4-second.
Oh, there's that little Vine app
Mm.
that came up, and then I realized they were saved to the phone, so I took all the little vines and stuck them together, and took one of our tracks and just stuck it under there and went, okay, here's what the trip. This is the way it looked to me.
The trip through your eyes, yeah. So where can people see these things you film?
Oh, right now I'm just steadily posting on the Lydia's Libido Facebook page. And we also have a YouTube site, which I will be, when we get more behind the scenes stuff edited and uploaded. And footage from our first show, I have some of that. And
Oh.
we'll try to get footage from this, you know, as we do things in Lydia, since, you know, it's brand new, we get to film it from the conception as the behind the scenes, so we'll get people.
And people will want to see that, definitely.
An idea of what we're doing.
Yeah, fans want to know. All right, so we can check the Facebook and YouTube for that. Now, Sean, hi.
Hi.
Now, you play guitar for your daughter, Casey, is that right?
I do, yeah. She's been singing. She's about 12. She's 17 now. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say who she's worked with there. But
Yeah,
anyway.
you can say who you want.
She started out, she went to a camp, to Debbie Gibson's summer camp, and she met Debbie Gibson. And that's what everybody calls her now. And you know, she met Casey, and they had a little songwriting class, and she showed her a song she wrote, and they actually ended up writing quite a few songs together.
Oh.
Yeah, and so then, and now, you know, I'm writing with her now, and she's done some recording. We do coffee shop gigs. It's a lot of like South Americana stuff, or you know, kind of a little bit toward the country, but.
Now, she recorded right here at 4818 Records.
She
right?
did, but we started a new project for her. She's worked with Gary.
I've heard her. She's awesome.
Oh,
She's got
okay.
a beautiful voice. I've heard 2 of her songs,
Okay.
and I was very impressed.
Great.
So when do we look forward to hearing more from her? An album, maybe?
Gary said something about for the end of the year. We'll see.
Ooh.
There's a lot of stuff going on with this too, so.
Yeah,
there's a lot of things
obviously.
in, but
Y'all are busy.
you know, actually, I think she wants to come to college out here, and I think we want to get it done before she does that, so she can start doing stuff out here on the weekends and kind of help her pay for her college or stop spending money.
That'll work.
So yeah, we'll keep doing that.
Now, for all of you, do you have any stories to share about the LA trip? We heard a little bit from Gary and Sam, but I want to hear y'all's stories. Gotta be something.
Well, he was a chronicler. He probably has most of the stories because he actually paid attention to what we were doing.
No, that's why I recorded things so I could remember it when I got back.
Because you're so tired.
It was so fast.
We did manage to get his little tootsies in the Pacific Ocean.
Did, yeah, that was the thing. I'd never seen the Pacific. So when we went to Laguna Beach to do the FM station radio interview there, we went to eat, and then I disappeared from the table for a minute and went and had a shot. And after we were done, because I didn't know how much time we had, you know, so I was like, all right, there's the and everybody, woo, we're out. And then when we got done, they were like, all right, they took the camera from me, and they said, all right, take off. Go put your feet in it. And I'm like, okay, so and I definitely wasn't dressed in beach attire, but when I was doing it, that's when I went and just started writing in the sand, and that's when I wrote Lydia's Libido
Oh, I
was
saw
here,
that.
which is Yeah, which is
That's
up on the
cool.
site. He took the picture and we're like, yay, team effort again. Everything was a team effort. It was cool. It was something would happen, something. Actually, I guess one of the funniest parts was when Gary fell asleep and then did a whole bunch of business deals that he didn't remember.
Oh, so
That was my
really
favorite.
happened?
Oh yeah, that
Right.
absolutely happened. Yeah, he was.
True story.
We were
Yes.
coming back from that same
He
day.
literally was on his phone in his sleep.
Well,
during-
he went. He was snoring and he fell asleep, so we knew that. We were just BSing, and then all of a sudden, he just kind of comes to, answers 3 questions that were asked while he was asleep, just at random in the car, and then gets on the phone and talks to about 10 different people in about 15 minutes and set up just about everything for next summer, and didn't remember any of it.
But yet he was coherent enough to do that,
So
and then just
boom, 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 and so yeah, because Dean and I had to, all of us reminded him throughout the remainder of the next 2 days what all he had done and who he talked to. And he was like, "Why are these contracts coming in?" Because you set it up.
We got worried. We're actually commenting while he's talking. We're like, "Gee, we hope you remember this." Sam actually recorded it on her cell phone.
Some of it.
Because we were afraid that it was going to get away, you know.
No, it was awesome.
It was
just
really
like,
cool.
what?
well, that just tells you what a whirlwind it must have been. If people are doing things in their sleep, it's
Yeah, but at least he could say he can do that in his sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he literally can do that.
I can do that in my sleep. Nobody.
So, how would you all describe Lydia's Libido's music for those who have not heard it yet?
I have a one-word answer I always use.
Mm-hmm.
Naughty.
Naughty.
Very good. I think that's pretty accurate. Very sensual.
Yes, we had a lot of fun with the lyrics when we were putting those together.
Mhm.
It was one of those wink, wink, nudge, nudge types of writing sessions.
Now, you wrote one of my favorites, Pink Starfish.
I partially wrote that.
Partially. I love that one.
The one that I'm mostly responsible for is Steal Your Soul.
I like them all. But, yeah, Pink
Me
Starfish.
too. I like them all.
Me too.
I like that, tongue-in-cheek kind of thing.
Well, the tongue's probably doing a lot more than just in cheek, but that
In a
is
different
kind of the
cheek,
idea.
actually. So, I guess I don't have to ask after being around y'all, but what is the group dynamic like?
We're here.
Uh,
It works.
no shame, go forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a family.
Absolutely.
It seems like.
People that didn't know each other and happened.
Boom.
Right
Just happened instantly.
Right.
Within a couple of days, it was just like we knew each other forever, and we get along really
Hi, how you
well.
doing? How you doing? How you doing?
Yep.
Radio interview, show, video, blah, 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 done. Whoa, see ya. What?
With all the people we've all played with over the years or decades or centuries in my case,
Yeah.
the one thing that I think I've noticed in the band is that the band as a group is just essentially fearless. There's nothing we're not willing to try.
Absolutely.
That's good. That is awesome.
Paying well so far.
And it's working out. I guess that about wraps it up for today. So thank you all for joining me. Y'all come over here. You're standing over there. Come
We're
on,
looking
join
at
the
you
group.
anyways off camera. You might as well come in.
Take a squeeze in.
Jazz hands.
Thank you, Lydia and Libido. And having us.
And we'd like to thank the Academy.
Yes, yes, yes.
Recognizing genius when they see it. That's your movie satisfaction. Don't forget to check out Lydia's Libido on their Facebook, their Twitter, and of course, lydiaslibido.com. And that tour is coming up soon in October. Little Blue Pill, is that right? My Little Blue Pill. Okay, so thanks for watching. Catch you on the flip side. Peace out.